basics of lean manufacturing. And I am very happy to be here with you because I am sure that by this time you have found some operations that are not really conforming to the uniform flow, that are not delivering the correct amount of parts. Either they are putting too much or too little of work in the hands of the next station, etc. I am sure that you will be able to detect those operations very easily. Of course, I recommend that in order to apply the Kaizen culture, that is the purpose of this module number 2, it is critical that we go and observe one operation, one particular area where we're doing some of the final operations to the product. Let me tell you why. If we improve the final process of our product, then we will be able to handle the demand and bring the other areas of that contribute with materials, bring them up to speed. But if we improve one area and the ones in front are still not improved, then we can have problems to produce that flow that we are trying to get. So it is critical that you choose a beautiful area by the end of your process where you can definitely make a big difference and it will be noticeable. That's important. Now, in the Kaizen culture, there is a need for total participation. What does that mean? Well, it means that everybody should contribute in some way. One important reason why people do not contribute frequently is because not always we have had the skill of recognizing their contributions. Their contributions are very important, and we must become skilled to recognize and to make sure that people feel good that they contributed with something. Now, let us analyze that process all together. The team will analyze the process, and then we are going to prepare a list. This list is a dissection of all the different actions that take place, preferably in the order that they take place. So the first step is bringing some material. Okay, you're right, bring the material. Step number 2 is make a cut or mark this or do this other. Then you will write that. Then the third process is to drill some holes in it. Okay, you will write those steps. Each step is critical to be listed here. In this list of processes, we all will start observing and producing a constructive critique of all those movements, of all those actions. A constructive critique is very important because we are going to be able to provide ideas as to what could be done to produce that movement or that action in a better way, in an easier way. That's what we're pursuing. So the Kaizen culture requires creativity from everybody. Everybody in your team should be ready to find improvement opportunities and to be open to share them with everybody. So we all start analyzing those ideas, and of course not all those ideas are going to be applicable, but they all are very valuable, because sometimes a person comes up with an idea as to, for example, oh, why is it that we're getting the material from so far? Why don't we bring it close to the machine? But we know that huge rack that contains all the material is not convenient to bring right here. But how about saying, hey, why don't we have a spot where we can bring all the pieces that we are going to need for the next hour or for the next day? Something like that is more feasible. So every idea needs to be put into discussion until we reach the most convenient of those ideas. Then remember that all those ideas need to be written, and some of them need to be put into practice. You need to utilize those wonderful ideas. The creativity of people is one of the values that, for the most part, in traditional manufacturing had not been listened to. So we must now develop a new environment where people feel confident to share their ideas, and they feel proud of contributing with those ideas to make a difference in that process. So that is the main purpose of all this process of dissection. We are going to analyze and discover many little opportunities for improvement in each of those operations, and all of a sudden you have an excellent process. Isn't that beautiful? Of course. So remember that the purpose of all these improvements is to create excellence in each step or action in your process. You want to find the opportunity to make it faster, to make it safer, and to make it more productive, because that is where the money comes from. Then make it more efficient. Make it in a way that doesn't put any extra burden on any person. The idea is to produce an easier, a safer environment, a place where people will enjoy their jobs. That is where we definitely need to go. Now, the Kaizen culture establishes also a very critical part here, that is, never one of those improvements could justify that we compromise the quality of the product or the safety of the persons, of the products, and of the plant. Those are the observations that we need to make for every single improvement. But I am sure that you will be now equipped to go do things in your plant. Find that ideal spot as close as possible to the end of your process and start dynamizing that process. You will immediately see a difference, and everybody will be happy that you are giving the opportunity to everyone to learn this and to participate in a process like this. It is really, really very valuable. Remember, use this module for 1 week. Repeat the viewing of this module as many times as needed, by as many people as needed, so that we are ready to advance to module number 3. That will probably be available very soon. So make sure that we are ready for doing these modules 1 per week. Thank you very much.